Hi guys, and welcome back to Why'd I say and? Welcome back to Delusional Diaries podcast. I'm Hallie.
And I'm Jazz.
Woo woo.
Can I get it? Fuck. That's what
Okay, that one.
Okay, C. C for clap. I should know that.
Guys, it's a literal Wednesday, but we're not doing well right now.
No.
Well, I'm actually kind of okay.
I'm like doing much better now that I ate. We went to Sag Harbor yesterday for a very fun Love Shack Fancy trip.
Yeah. If Love Shack Fancy says jump, I jump. Like they are my everything. They truly have like the best clothes. They're all just fucking stunning. They're really actually well made, and like I just love the whole team. I love Love Shack Fancy. And so yeah, they decked out a house in Sag Harbor, which was really fun. So we went over and stayed the night. But not unfortunately, because we were so happy to go, obviously. But we just kind of had like a packed schedule where we actually had to miss part of the Love Shack fan. There was supposed to be a tennis lesson today.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we had to miss that because we had to drive back to the city this morning. We had to wake up at like 6 a.m. and go to the Kylie Cosmetics
pop-up.
skin tint pop-up.
Yeah. Very fun. I got a crumble cookie.
Yeah.
Quite good. Actually, they were mini, and I wish they made...
They
do
now.
Because they didn't used to.
No.
They definitely didn't used to. Because I used to, when I lived in Denver, order them like, these are just so fucking big.
Well, the funny thing is like the mini is the size of a normal cookie.
Yeah.
But like the crumble makes them so obviously astronomically large that it's like, I don't know.
It's like a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we had a little bit too much fun last night. I actually did not think we were going to be drinking at all. I guess I didn't know what we were going to be doing. I should just always assume with events like 90% of the time you're drinking. But we went to dinner at Le Bibliothèque and then in Sag Harbor and then Murph's after, which is like a dive bar.
Yeah, but we had a great time.
We sang karaoke.
Sang Taylor Swift, but sang Cruel Summer.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. And then we woke up this morning and we were silly goofy.
Yeah. And guys, I almost died on the way back from this trip. I'm not even kidding. Okay. The drive's like 2 hours, 45 minutes with traffic we were experiencing. I am like getting in the car and we drove to Hallie's house because we had to stop there real quick. I was at her house and trigger warning, I'm going to be talking about poop. Okay? Like everybody poops. Anyways, I poop at Hallie's and then I'm like, oh, I'm like done. I'm like, I'm good for the road. And then like 30 minutes into the drive, I'm like, maybe I'm not good for the road. Okay, babe, you can't lay on that. Like literally anything else. Okay? Sorry, bud. Sorry, Frank got a little too cozy. Anyways, 30 minutes, I'm like, I might actually have to go. I'm like, it's only a couple hours. You'll be okay. Like, you don't have to go that bad. It's like, no big deal. Start driving. There's probably about like, how much do you think? Like an hour into the left of the drive. And I'm like, Hallie, I might shit my pants.
But she chose like, this is my thing is like, she's freaking out. Like I'm not going to make it type thing. But
No. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. This is when I told you I had to poop.
Yeah, but you had told me kind of the whole way, and I'm like, just stop, like whatever. And she's like, no, I can make it. But like when she was really,
then I got to like the drive was like 45 minutes left, and we were in standstill traffic, like not moving, and I was like, I might shit my pants. I look at her, I'm like, if I shit my pants, like, would you still be my friend? Because it might happen. Like, I'm in the far left lane. Like, there's no way to get over. Like, I chose the worst time to like have to go.
There's nowhere to stop. We're in like Queens, and like there's no stopping, and there's no rest stops, there's no bathrooms.
So I start like sweating profusely. Like I'm not well, and me and Hallie like both like crying to each other. Then like I'm pushing through, like I'm breathing, and I tell Hallie like, I don't know, and again I'm sorry if this is gross, I'm like 50-50 chance that it's either gas or poop if I like relieve my pain I'm experiencing right now. Because my stomach is cramping so bad because like I have gas, but I don't know if I... What was that noise? There's saliva like in my throat. Sorry. I don't know though if I relieve this pain that is my gas, if I will also shit my pants.
We're giving like skibbity toilet riz or whatever that sound.
I don't know what that sound is. I'm sorry, I'm crying. But like, guys, I was scared. And Hallie's just like crying in her seat because I'm like, it's just such a funny situation. And I'm breathing so hard, like trying to calm myself down.
We also both look terrible.
Disgusting.
Like mascara's crusted under our eyes. Hair is a mess. Outfits are insane.
Just
like
bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm just breathing through it, you know? And like, it's every once in a while, like, it'll be okay. And then I'm like, oh no, like, we're actually not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we're 15 minutes away from my apartment and we're like in actual traffic of the city. Yeah. Like random street traffic. And I'm like, no, like we're on the border of like where you're going to experience this with me type shit. So I'm trying to like get through these lights. I ran like 3 red lights, if I'm being honest. I almost hit a man.
No, the guy screamed at her.
I was yelling back at this pedestrian because like it was a yellow light. Like, could I have stopped? 100%. Did I stop? No, because like there was some serious shit on the line, like in more ways than one. So I'm like honking at people. I'm like, normally I'm like so patient. I let everybody in that tries to get in. No, today we meant business. Okay, like fuck out of here. Oh my god, you guys. I got home. But the thing is, like, I'll be honest with you guys, and I'm so sorry for all the poop talk this morning. You can fast forward. I'll put some timestamps in here. But after I drink a lot of tequila, for some reason, I really had to poop the next day. Like, I get like alcohol shit. Okay, it's like a thing. I don't know. I know. There's others of you out there.
I'm sure,
and I'm here to normalize it. Anyways, I felt so skinny after we got home and I relieved myself. And by the way, guys, spoiler alert. It would have been poop. It wouldn't have been gas.
Gross.
So again, I apologize for the conversation, but like, it probably isn't that funny because you guys weren't there. But I'm telling you, like in the moment, like it was funny.
It's also like big ZD mood or whatever that is, where it's just like fucking funny.
We were so tired, and it was everything was just like it was a lot.
Yeah, we didn't fucking sleep. Like,
wedding.
Okay.
I'm getting married.
What?
I know. Shocking. I want to talk about a few things.
Okay.
I don't know if I had said this last episode, but we did get a band. But I am curious, of those of you out there that have been to weddings, that go to weddings, and have had weddings, do you think band or DJ is better? Or both?
I would probably say DJ, but I don't know.
Well, I'm doing both.
Okay, cute. Yeah, I think a mix of both is good. I don't think either's bad.
Yeah. But I'm excited, so I feel really good about that. Sponsorships and wedding ads. I want to just put some things out there real quick. Weddings are expensive. I do not have parents paying for the wedding. This is paying for the wedding, me, myself, and I. And so obviously, yes, I will be doing ads. My wedding itself, though, will not be sponsored. I draw the line somewhere, and the day of will not be sponsored. But I will be popping my pussy and doing ads leading up to the wedding so I can pay for it.
Bridal culture is such a big thing. Like, there's a whole bridal fashion week. Like, it's very normal, I think, to do bridal ads. It's a part of life, and like, why the fuck would you not? Yeah, if every single thing at your wedding is like hashtag ad, like whatever, and your venue was like sponsored, I'd be like, that's getting a little odd. But I think that it's very normal to do it leading up to the wedding, and even like organically having brands like gift stuff for the wedding or like whatever, as long as it's not like day of like crazy sponsored, you're good. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I just like, I have some boundaries, and my boundary is like I will not do any ads like of my actual wedding like the day of. But yeah, I will be doing ads leading up to it. And if you could save some money on your wedding, I promise you would do it too.
100%. And like, why would you not? Like, it's an organic, like, people want partnerships from like that are organic. Like, you don't want to see like me doing a fucking ad for golf, because obviously I don't fuck with that, and it'd be very not organic. But unorganic, is that a word? Anyway, that's like a huge part of your life at the moment, so it's like very natural to your content to.
And I feel like I've been getting a lot of like other brides following me because I'm getting married, so it's the content that makes the most sense for me at the moment.
Well, low-key, it's like helpful to people who are getting married because then they see like, oh, maybe I could use that or whatever. So I don't know. If you have a problem with it, that's weird.
No, I agree, but I've gotten a lot of comments about that, so putting that out there. Also, I did ask all my bridesmaids to be in the wedding, which I'm excited about. And I also posted a video, if you're curious, on TikTok that says how I know all my bridesmaids. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like very excited. I'm going to make a group chat.
Yeah.
Like probably tomorrow, honestly.
Cute.
And throw everybody in there. But yeah, I'm just very excited with the little group I've curated.
Yeah, I feel like we're in like a sorority and I'm like the VP or something. And I'm like, hey guys.
Yeah.
Everybody send your name. Like whatever.
Yeah. No, it's really fun and exciting. And yeah, I'm just like, it feels like doing that part also like made it seem like every part that like I accomplish, I feel like it becomes more real to me. So that was fun to.
Your wedding's still fake in my mind. Like I can't actually fathom it happen. Like that sounds really bad. Okay. It's just like in my mind, I feel like we're just like, because it's so far away at this moment that it
doesn't feel that far. It's only like 300 days away, which I know is like.
Well, I feel like it's like a year,
but it feels like
in my mind, like it's just this like thing that I don't know is like gonna happen, but I can't like conceptualize that it's actually happening. I don't know. Like I'm actually realizing like. I'm like, oh, cute. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It'll feel more real, obviously, when it's like bachelorette and like everybody's together and stuff like that.
Exactly. 100%. Okay. I also wanted to talk about.
Sorry. I don't know why they sent me. Okay. Whatever. Sorry.
I also wanted to talk about the video that made of Reed and I.
Oh yeah, that one's funny.
Because that's got some serious views on my TikTok, and it's just like funny because like me and Reed were like joking around before that, like kind of a little bit of a tiff, and like to make up from our tiff, like that's what we did, and it's just like funny how like it's gotten on so many 40 pages of people who like don't know.
If you don't know, they did a dirty dancing lift.
Well, I normally give context and I just didn't.
Yeah, it's okay.
So sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, they just did like she did like a video where it was them doing the dirty dancing lift, and then it was like the caption said me and my bestie's boyfriend
after a couple of shots.
Yeah. And the way like obviously like he like didn't hold her up very long, so then he drops her and like obviously like she kind of falls and her ass is like a little bit up, and so I guess like
it's like when you try to like catch yourself with your hands, you know, like the top of your body obviously falls first.
Yeah, and he was just trying to make sure you didn't like fall all the way over.
Break my face.
And it's just so funny, obviously, because if you just see that video on your For You page, I'm sure you're kind of like, bitch, what? And that was kind of the point.
I literally, when I made the video, I told Hallie, I was like, I want that Madison girl to like recreate it. If you guys don't know, there's this girl named Madison, and she like recreates viral videos that are like funny like that. Yeah. So like that was the goal with the caption.
Yeah.
And we don't normally do like anything like that ever, like obviously. So it was just like so funny because we were having like a funny argument before that, and like that was like to make up for our argument.
Yeah, I also think like it's just funny if you know the context, because like I think if you guys were the last two people on planet Earth left, you like wouldn't date. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely not.
It's like funny if you actually know, but obviously
for all the random For You pages, people are like, go kill yourself. I'm like, actually.
Well, what I thought was funniest is on that Madison girl's video who recreated it. And obviously you guys have to go watch that. Just search up like the jazz video and you'll find it. She like her boyfriend, because it's her and her boyfriend that recreated. He like slapped her ass.
Husband, she's married.
Oh, sorry.
Like, come correct. I'm kidding.
Yeah, literally. I don't fucking know. But he slapped her ass, and it was really funny. And then the top comment on that video though was like, the funny thing is like the actual video is a couple pretending for the video. Yeah. And I'm like laughing, so I'm just like, well, that's not true.
That's not true. But it's because people like, even people that like follow me thought that was like Kevin the video. Yeah. People always like, think that they look alike and they just simply don't.
I mean, from far away, if you're kind of just like basic white boy, like I don't know, whatever.
But it's just like, it's
but
funny.
Obviously,
but also it's like me and her are mutuals on TikTok,
Madison.
And she like, sorry, I should have. Yeah, I'm just missing the context today. But she actually messaged me and she's like, hey, like, I'm getting tagged a lot in your videos. Like, please remake it. Like, it's like that was my goal.
So funny.
But she like was so sweet about it because we follow each other. I thought was nice.
That's so funny.
Those are all my major life updates, actually.
Okay, love.
Fun fact. Your hands look a little orange.
Yeah. Okay. So
someone commented on your video today and was like, do Americans like to have orange hands.
Also, I'm like,
shit?
I don't know where this person's from, but British people have really fucked up self tanner too. Okay, it's not just us over here in America. Anyway, but I hadn't had self tanner on in a second, so I exfoliated all of it off before putting on like a new, because it's my birthday and I wanted to like look nice and tan and like glowy. I didn't do the best job with I did a fine job with the application. It looks fine. But I used the First Aid Beauty KP Bump Eraser Body Scrub. And that helped give like a really even base before I put the new self tanner on. Yeah. And I actually think it came out pretty well.
No, it looks great everywhere except for like, but the hands are just never anybody's strong suit.
No.
I feel like
the hands aren't like, honestly, I've had so much worse. They're not like the best. They're a little patchy, but I really just don't care.
Yeah. No, I get that. I use that stuff too on my arms.
Yeah, for your self tanner. Well, you said you're actually gonna try self tanner.
Okay, so guys, I actually did order some self tanner. I'm gonna try it and see, just because like, you know, I do like being like an even like whatever, and obviously, but I don't know. We'll see how it works. So, do you exfoliate to just take it off, or do you exfoliate every time before you put it on?
Yeah, I mean, it's best to obviously exfoliate before you put any on at all, but like usually it is for me to like get off the remaining, because I never don't have like a little hint of it left over. But even when you're gonna put it on for your first time, you should use the KP Bump Eraser body scrub and do that before you put it on, even though you don't have it like remaining self tanner.
Okay. Well, I normally use it like 3 times a week anyway.
Oh, you're good.
Because my chicken skin on the back of my arms.
Yeah.
And it really has improved.
That's good.
Skin. Yeah. So consistency is key with that, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it is America's #1 specialty body scrub.
It leaves me feeling nice and soft after like a nice shave, and that
combo is like literally unmatched with some like ultra repair cream afterwards. Yeah, gotta love it. But we actually have a discount code for you guys. If you guys want to get your First Aid Beauty KP Bump Eraser body scrub, discount code for you. Take it away, Hallie.
You can go to firstaidbeauty.com/diaries. That's DIARIES. firstaidbeauty.com/diaries.
If you're self-tanning, exfoliating, or trying to get rid of your chicken skin, like, you guys need to run to the website and get this.
Yeah, you guys can go to firstaidbeauty.com/diaries and use promo code diaries. So that's firstaidbeauty.com/diaries, DIARIES, for 20% off.
You have a really hard time spelling diaries for some reason. Like, I always second guess it.
I always do too. I always also second guess spelling restaurant.
I can't spell restaurant.
And dachshund, how I spell like my dogs. Those words, I never can get it right. I don't know why. I just like haven't learned, and I type it all the fucking time.
I literally when I have to type restaurant, I just voice text it because I can't spell it.
Yeah.
Which might make me seem stupid, but it's just me being honest here.
Yeah. Like, mine will usually autocorrect. I have a couple hot topics to talk about.
I'm sweating already.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, first of all, I feel like we had a tiny brief conversation about this off camera, but I just want to talk about this on the podcast. I think it's so weird that there's like a mindset that I'm not shaming anybody.
I really can't remember this conversation. I'm so curious.
Okay. I'm not shaming anyone for doing do whatever the fuck you want. I just think, and this isn't to go for everyone, there's just some people who think this way, that I know a lot of girls who will be like, oh, like I'm going to like hang out with a guy, I'm going to on a date with a guy, like whatever, and they're like, I would not sleep with him, like whatever, like kind of like if you sleep with them on like date number 2, you're like, ew, like what are you doing, or something. You're like that.
Whore.
Yeah. And then they'll be like, I'll just give him head, but I'm not gonna have sex with him. And I think that's such a bizarre mindset, because like if you are like sticking to your guns, like I don't do anything, I will only like give you a kiss, goodbye, and that's that, and like you want to wait a certain number of dates or whatever your standards are, that's totally fine. But I think the sucking the guy's dick is so odd to me, because I'm like, he accomplished the same thing, like whether it was in your vagina or your mouth, but like you got nothing out of that. And in my opinion, that's the least safe way to like have sex with somebody, like in any form, because let's be so fucking for real. Like, you're not putting one of those giant like oral condoms on. Do you know what those are? Have you seen those? who even has those? I'm sorry, you're not doing that, right? Like nobody's imagine how like there's nothing wrong with that. Please use them if you're gonna do that, obviously, like be safe. But I can't imagine like whipping one of those out and being like, hold on, it's like a giant like COVID mask.
I've never seen these.
Oh my god, they're like, yeah, it's like or I think you might put it on your mouth and it's like really flexible. Yeah. Hold on, Google it. Like oral condom.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh my god, yeah, imagine doing that.
You like pull that out of your purse?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy. And like, you're not doing that. And so anyway, no. And like, no shame if you do that. Obviously, be safe. You can have protected sex when you have just normal sex, but you really can't. I mean, you can if you're going to use the oral condom, but you're not.
Who's doing that?
So it's like, in my opinion, it's safer. Like, I personally wouldn't give a guy head until I was like very secure in the fact that we were like
together.
Yeah, or like exclusive to some extent.
That's what I meant by together.
Because I mean, like in the past, have I maybe done that? Like whatever, probably. Like I'm not.
This is more of like do as we say, not as we done in the past.
And truly, like I think obviously when you're 19, you just think sex is cool, or like 20 or however old. But genuinely, like going forward, like
it's like a thing that's like. In the moment, like you just don't be thinking about it. But like I look back at some things, I'm like maybe not the best choice.
100%. But I'm just speaking like going forward, and I'm not acting holier than thou. Like obviously, I've probably done all of the horrible things that you can imagine, like in that realm, whatever. But I'm saying going forward, like I would be a condom girly. Like I'm not getting an STD, and
it's almost like someone tried to push everyone to be a condom girly at some point.
I guess I just like, I really like didn't conceptualize STDs, like, which is so fucking stupid, obviously. But now I'm like very hyper vigilant of them. I've never had one, but I
feel like until someone you know that you're close with goes through like a scary situation.
Yeah.
Or until like you yourself have a scare, it doesn't seem as real to you. Like it seems like, oh, it happens, but like not to me type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, there was one, I think I've probably told this story before, but there was one time in the past where someone I knew had chlamydia and I had sex with them. And I was like, oh, and I went to go get a test to see if I had fucking chlamydia. And the 6 hours I had to wait to get those test results turned me into a condom girly, like way back when, because I was like, this feeling that I'm feeling right now, and by the way, didn't even have fucking chlamydia, but I'm actually glad I went through that because it made me be like, no, this like you. First of all, that could have been chlamydia and like, okay, pill. But you could have had something where like, that's life.
Yeah, like no getting rid of it.
And things happen, but like, if you can avoid things happening, like there's precautions for a reason.
Yeah, agree. And I just think, back to the whole...
You can say we're bad influences all you want, but every once in a while...
safe sex.
Period. Use a condom.
But yeah, that's what I think that whole like mindset, because there is like definitely like some girls who do think that way, and I think that's just like such an odd way to go about things. Like, oh, I would never sleep with them on the whatever date, like but I'll give him head. And it's like, in my opinion, just fuck him. Like,
just fuck him.
Just fuck him. And it's like, in my opinion, that's safer if you're gonna use a condom. And it's like, I think like if you don't want to be considered a whore, sorry, I think you're just as much of a whore for giving head.
Yeah. You know, I'm curious if like there's any of you out there, like genuinely no judgment. I'm just curious, like, is there like a thought process we're not considering?
Yeah. And I'm also not calling anybody a whore. I don't think you're a whore for sleeping with somebody in the first date. Yeah. I don't think you're a whore for sucking somebody's dick. I think
being a whore is a mindset.
No. That, and it's like, if you just genuinely like, yeah, because I know there are some girls that maybe are like, I think some reasons that some girls would just give guy head and not have sex with them is because they're like genuinely too, like, I know a lot of girls just aren't comfortable yet to like, and that's like kind of a warm up for them, which is great, obviously, and like, do you. I don't know. I just would rather like personally, obviously, like have sex with them versus like just give them head.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I do. I get that.
Yeah.
Have less sex, though. Have less sex. And if you have sex, have safe sex.
Less sex?
Yeah.
Just in general? Seems like the opposite of a message that you would promote. No offense.
So valid for you to say that. So valid. I love sex. But, like, to the point of saying, like, looking back and being like, not the best idea. I would also say there's some times, like, where I could have chose not to have sex with certain people.
Well, yeah, I think like obviously again like going home with a guy from the bar and like risking like getting an STD or something for
I'm
like
not even talking STDs. It's just there's times where I'm like, did I need to do all that? No, but we've talked about this before too. But it's like there's situations where I've been in where I'm like, I feel like I can't say no.
This is like bad.
Not now. Obviously, I'm fucking wifed up, but like you get the point.
No, I agree. Like I think
we've touched on this in the past.
Yeah.
But I just like in the moment of us being in our advice session, I feel like I just wanted to reiterate that.
No, because it is I will be honest. I think a lot of girls feel that way. It's like sometimes like obviously I don't experience this now because I haven't had sex with anybody else in a long time. But like in the past, it was like, oh, when I was like 20, it was like, you kind of like didn't really want to have sex with a guy. You're not like, it's not.
When you were 20?
What?
When you were 20?
21, 22. Barely 22. 22, some of 22. I'm about to turn.
I'm thinking of a specific scenario. I'm like, that was not 20 years old.
Oh yeah, that was like right before I started dating Reed.
Yeah.
For me in my head, to make myself feel better, I am about to be 24. Literally the day this is coming out today.
Everyone say happy birthday, Hallie.
And I haven't had sex with anybody else since I was 22 years old. So in my head, it's been like 2 years, even though it's been like close to like a year and a half since I've had sex with anybody that's not Reed, obviously. Because I did not sleep with anybody during our breakup. I did kiss one guy.
Wasn't the guy that we told that story on here, didn't we?
Yeah. Sorry to him. But that was the only sitch that happened during the breakup. So I have not had sex with anybody else for like a while. And anyway. But previous to that, I feel like if I didn't want to have sex with somebody, in my opinion, at the time, kicking somebody out was like such a like, that's so rude. So it's not like it was non-consensual or these guys were forcing themselves upon me or anything. I just was kind of like, all right, like whatever, I'll have sex with them just to shut them up basically and like be done with it. But that's a horrible mindset to have. And now I would just put my foot down and be like, I don't want to have sex with you.
Like you need to leave.
You need to leave.
Literally. But no, I feel like most people have a situation where they're like, I just feel like it was just easier to get that over with than to be like, no thanks.
Yeah. I think I would actually like, because like you know when you're having sex with a guy in your head and you're like it was like a random hookup or whatever, or date or whatever it was, and you're like, oh my fucking God, I want them to leave so bad. Like just finish, be done, please. And then like go. I hope to God no guy has ever thought that about me while having sex with me, but I also never like tried. I feel like with guys like, I never really initiated this sex. So if it was them, but I'm just like, imagine a guy like sitting there thinking like, oh my fucking God. Like, I just need to finish so she can like go home. Like I
guess I don't think I've been in those. Like I'm such a sleepover girl. So I don't think
the worst is when a guy would like, he'd be like, do you want me to leave? And they're like, up to you. And then you're like sitting there, you're like, I literally don't know what that means, because what if, you know, when it's just a random hookup, I guess you could just be like, I'll leave, whatever, because who cares?
Yeah.
But when it's like somebody you maybe like went on a couple dates with, then you have sex with them, and
you're
then
like trying to like, you haven't like established anything yet.
And you're like, was that horrible? And I mean, whatever, you probably don't think it's horrible,
but when it was just like, it was normal, it's like, okay, like is this like, what is the vibe?
Yeah. And
that
you're like,
just goes back to like, I feel like you communicate better the older you get.
Yeah.
And the younger you are and like the less you've like gone through or experienced, the less you're likely to communicate things.
Yeah.
So you get in some awkward situations.
Yeah. I feel like in the past, would be like, I don't fucking know. But when Reed and I first had sex, I remember he was like, we had sex or whatever because we'd been out all night. And then he was like, okay, like I'll call an Uber. And I was like very awkward, obviously, at the time. But I was like, you can like stay if you like want.
But also like if you want to go like totally get out.
Yeah, I'm like, if you want to sleep in your own bed. And he's like, well, it'd probably be easier for me because I think my roommate's like away, like whatever, like some whatever. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then we walked on the West Side Highway the next day, I remember, and I was like trying to be cool. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like popping your West Side Highway virginity or like cherry or whatever.
God.
And then, oh my God, this is the best part. I like was trying to be so fucking cool with him, and I just had Finley at the time, obviously, and I was walking Finley, and I was literally like ignoring her. I'm like dragging, like obviously I'm not dragging her, I'm kidding, but I whatever, and I actually stepped on Finley's foot, and she, you know when you step on a dog's foot, it's like she didn't stop doing it. I think she'd never experienced pain in her life before that point, so she didn't know what to do. Like now, if I stepped on her foot, she'd be like, one time and that's that. Yeah. She's crying. I'm like, oh my god, I broke my dog. I felt so bad, and it was so awkward because she's just like screaming in his face, and I was like picking her up. I'm walking with her, like trying to not act like I don't even know. Yeah, that was rough. But that got off topic with that one.
I mean, this entire podcast is always just tangents. Yeah. I like it that way.
No, same.
Like I just like to chit chat and like bullshit.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
But basically the moral of all these tangents is you can say no and kick people out, and you can have sex, but have safe sex.
I think I used to like, I think what all of that stems from for probably both of us, which I don't even know why, because we're not nice. I like, what? Like we're not like sweet girls. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I think we're nice, good
people.
No,
we're nice, good people, but I'm saying we're not like sweethearts. Like a guy comes up to us at the bar,
very direct.
We're like, get the fuck, go fucking away, like whatever. But I think it's like in my head at the time, I thought, oh, it's rude to say like, can we use a condom? It's rude to say like, I don't want to give you head because I don't know if you're clean. It was rude to say, hey, like, I actually don't want to have sex right now. In my head, I was like, that is the rudest thing you can say. Like, no, that's just how you're feeling. That's your boundary, and that's totally fine. And it's also
like, I feel like I don't know like what it is, but there's this like conception around if you ask someone like, when's the last time you were tested, that you like think they're a whore.
Yeah.
Not the fact that like you're trying to just like, or they think you're a whore for asking when like you're just, which isn't accurate in either sense, but it's just like, that's like a thing people make it out to be.
No, a lot of guys.
When it's like, that's just like a healthy thing that everyone should be doing that.
Yeah, even if you're a virgin, you should ask that question like to the person, like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Normalize that. Like, how about that? Let's normalize that.
And obviously it is hard because one, I feel like guys do not get tested a lot. I feel like girls do, but like
a guy will get tested because a girl texts him.
Yeah.
Or like one of his buddies is like bullshitting about some shit.
Guys do always take it offensively too when you like 99% of the time. I feel like when you ask them that. But I feel like also a guy, like obviously girls have gynecologists and they go, like guys don't have like dick doctors. Like there's no specific doctor for your dick. So I feel like obviously we're at the gyna for birth control and all of that stuff. And so it's a regular thing to get tested, which is so fucking weird because it's like guys should have to get tested just the same. They're just as much a part of the fucking problem. But I feel like they like heavy rely on women to do that. But at the end of the day, I don't think like, it is. And if a guy freaks out about you asking that, it's just annoying because you, even when a guy answers, it's like hard to even trust it. You know, and
like
what I'm saying?
Girl would also like if I feel like a girl would tell a guy like that they slept with, that they had an STD. A guy wouldn't tell a girl if he found out he had one. Like the episode of Miranda in Sex and the City, she calls everyone she's had sex with, has to make a list.
Yeah,
she's like, hey, just letting you know. And she calls one of the guys. He's like, yeah, I know. And she's like, you didn't think to tell me?
Yeah.
Like a girl, so sweet, so considerate. Love that. Like also these days, anonymous text.
Yeah.
Like Miranda was out here raw dogging her telephone line, calling offices of men to tell them that she had fucking chlamydia or whatever she fucking had. I'm like, now send a fucking text.
I'm gonna be so for real. Like I get so many of those like spam ones. If I got it, I'd be like, fuck off. Like whatever. Granted, obviously I know I don't have an STD at the moment, but if I was like single fucking around, I would think I would then have to take every single one I got seriously, which would be very upsetting.
Yeah, that's so valid. But don't ever say we don't give good advice to young girls. Look at us.
Speaking of that, I want to transition to the next topic.
Oh, what is it?
It's a very hot topic on TikTok right now, and obviously I feel like we have to tread like somewhat lightly around this. I mean, not lightly, but obviously I feel like people have been talking a lot about like eating disorder culture online. I've seen a bajillion videos about this Liv Schmidt girl. I think that's her name. And I've actually, so like my For You page at first was very heavy on like, fuck her, like so mad at her.
Well, there's two sides to it.
Well, then the other side that I've seen now that's just come on my For You page within the last like 24 hours has been people being like, at least she's being honest about, you know, what she does to maintain her figure instead of being like a food poser and lying like a lot of people do. And I think I see a little bit of both sides.
I have a whole other side.
What?
I feel bad for her.
Why?
She clearly has some shit going on.
Well, yeah. But at the end of the day, I feel bad for her, but you're choosing to promote that to other people, and that's on you.
But the thing is, I also think sometimes when you're in that, like, that far of the space, you don't think that it's wrong. You think it, like, logically it makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's hard because it is, like, on one hand, I do fucking hate when very thin people, like, are posting all this stuff, like, what I eat, and you're just like, you don't eat that. Like, it's giving, like, the Victoria's Secret fashion show when they're not allowed to even, like, drink water 48 hours before the show because they have to be, like, the, like, perfect level of skinny or whatever. And then right before the show, they hand them all pizza and they do a photo shoot with them all holding the pizza, like they're having a pizza party before they go walk that runway. And it's like, nobody took a single bite. Like, every single box of that got thrown away because they're not allowed to eat. And it's just, like, that shit annoys me because I do think that's a very weird thing to do. But I don't think that you should be coming online and profiting off of people's insecurities and making money from the creator fund or, like, doing whatever and, like, teaching people your disordered weird habits.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, keep the shit to yourself.
To be a little bit honest about it and, like, whatever is one thing, I guess. Like, to
you
be
can
like,
be transparent about something you're going through.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know. It's like, but yeah, I just don't.
No.
It's obviously like a dangerous thing to be like.
I think it's fucked up to be like tips on how to keep your figure, and it's like take 2 bites of each thing you order, or like whatever. I don't know.
There's also just like so many nuances to like health as a whole. No one's body is the same. Like, me and you can go in the same fucking work. Like, lack of a better word, diet.
Diet is the word.
But
yeah.
I don't like being attached to the word in general. It bothers me.
Okay.
Anyways, we can eat the same fucking things, same workout plan, and we would still look different.
Yeah. Obviously.
Like, and like, still have weight, still have like, that's just how life works. Like,
yeah.
You can be like, this is what I do. Okay, that's what you do. But like, if someone's gonna see that and think, oh, I can follow this, it won't make a difference.
There's like 4 types of like women. It's like the way your bones are literally structured or whatever. And I always used to be obsessed with like Alexis Ren, and I was like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I was like, I have my fucking eating disorder. I am doing all her workouts. I am trying so hard. Like, why does my waist like from the front like? Because I felt like I was like so skinny from the side, but then I'd turn to the front and I'd be like, why don't I look like Alexis Ren? And I couldn't conceptualize that. I didn't understand because I was like 16. I'm like, you have a wide rib cage, bitch. That it's never gonna go in like hers. You have a short torso and a wide rib cage. That combo, you're not looking like Alexis Ren. And I couldn't conceptualize that. And then now when you realize like, when I really came to accept that, like, that's how my body's built. You're never changing that unless you're getting a rib removal. It really healed me in a lot of ways because I was like, okay, like.
Yeah, well, like when you're working yourself to death to like make something happen that's like impossible to happen, and you realize that it's impossible to happen, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
What?
No, it really opens your eyes, and then you're just like, okay, period. I don't know why I was fucking doing all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Work for what?
So I think like you can't take her tips, like even if you wanted to, for the most part. I mean, besides like not eat, I guess. Yeah, you can do that, but that's gonna fucking suck.
Yeah. No, I know for sure.
Speaking of also like people getting canceled online and whatnot.
Who's getting canceled now?
Cecily for her birthday.
I wonder if there's podcasts out there about us when we were getting canceled.
Maybe like somebody touches on it. I don't know.
Yeah, like we were like in their segment of people like like TikTok drama or some shit like we don't know about.
That's funny as fuck. I feel like though, like while I thought our cancellation, like at the time, the sober thing, like whatever, was like the worst thing ever, it was nowhere near the amount of like videos and stitches and things I've seen of like the Cecily or like.
Oh yeah, we're just not important.
No, exactly. But in my head, that's what it was.
No, that's how it felt.
It was bad, but
no, it was bad. If you guys didn't listen to the Influencer 101 episode, we talked heavy about that whole time period. So go listen to it. Yeah, it's like 2 episodes back. I don't know. It's recent.
Yeah. So basically, if you don't know the lore here, Cecily, what's her last name?
I don't know.
It starts with a B. She posted a video. She like just vlogs her life. Like
She's like a mom in Arizona, I think.
And she posted like her daughter's 11th birthday party, and she like tried really hard to make her daughter's birthday like really special. I saw her like setting up, like she did a whole video, like she like literally made a banner and it said like in my birthday era or something, like a little, because I think her daughter likes Taylor Swift. She like literally Cricut cut out all of these things and like hand made this banner. Okay,
I can't
like
wait to have a Cricut.
That's like it's literally like with some shit you would do, but she like really tried hard, I feel like, whatever. And they sang happy birthday to her daughter. Her daughter blew out the candle and she was turning like 11. And then one of the younger daughters was like kind of upset. And she let the younger daughter, she relit them and blew them out. In my head,
see the older daughter like a little sad.
Yeah. But at the same time, well, I think like, could you look at that and be like, oh, maybe like, was that the best parenting ever? Like maybe you should tell your daughter, no, it's okay to set boundaries. That's all, like, in my opinion, like, yeah, I completely agree with that. But I think it's so insane. The people were like, she is the worst mother ever. Like, this is abuse, basically, which I thought was so insane. Because, like, I probably think back, like, my mom probably, like, relit the fucking candles for my brother to blow out, to be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Here's, like, I don't know. I think it's, like, there's people who actually abuse their kids. There's people who actually do bad shit to their kids. There's people who are actually bad parents. For somebody to make, like, one small mistake and then just get, like, berated on the internet, I think is crazy.
Yeah, no, it was definitely blown out of proportion.
Yeah,
like it's birthday candles.
Like I understand.
And I'm not saying it's not like it would make me sad as a kid, probably, but does make her a bad mother? No.
Yeah, it's also not like people were acting like this is a traumatizing experience for your kid. I'm like, I really don't think that that's gonna be something like.
Yeah, like would I be irritated as fuck?
Yeah,
probably. Am I gonna think about it that often? Probably not.
No, I mean I don't know. She's 11 or however.
Yeah, I don't know how she's processing it, but either way, that yeah,
how she's processing it.
Guys, I had therapy for the first time in like 2 months the other day. It was so great for me. It's like a brand new fucking bitch.
I love that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, does it make her a bad mother? No, but like. It seemed like she learned from the situation. She took people's feedback, but then it got so far. I'm like, yeah, it was shitty. There's so much shittier things in my fucking For You page that don't get blown out of proportion.
That, and it's just like, I just know. Like, granted, I understand that you are signing up for that when you're on the internet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know if a camera followed any of you motherfuckers around, and like granted, I know she chose to put that out online, so it is like a little bit different, but like you have probably made equal, if not worse, choices in your life at some point or another. So it's just like teaching her a little lesson and being like, hey, I think that you did it, whatever, understandable. But like the amount of people that were just like berating her, I'm like, you guys need a fucking reality check. Like you guys actually need to go touch grass.
No, I know it's bad.
I'm not sure. I can't remember. Like, I keep telling people this in real life, and I can't remember if I've shared this on the podcast, so I'm just going to make it really brief and, like, whatever. But I do just want to give, like, a quick explanation of my, like, living situation because that's why I'm here in the city right now. I'll be here for the next, like, week. Basically, wrapping it up super quick. Jazz has probably heard this 50 bajillion times, and she's like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Todd's house got broken into.
Yeah. Obviously, like, I've been in the Hamptons all summer at my house, and I let my realtor's daughter stay in my apartment for the month of July because she's like my age and she's interning in the city and she just needed a place for a month. I trusted her and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be there anyway. Like, of course. So she stayed there for the month and she's moving out obviously at the end of this month for July. And my lease is up on August 1st. So like everything has to be out of my apartment by July 31st. And Reed's is the exact same way at his apartment. So we're here right now, moving our stuff into storage for probably the month of August. I don't know when we're going to get an apartment. We're kind of in like a nice place, I guess, where we have flexibility to find something and it doesn't have to be like, because typically you're like, fuck, I have to be out by like this date, so I have to move in here, and you're like very crammed on stuff. And it's like if something falls through, they're like, hey, we have to push back a week. Whatever the situation is, we have a place to live. We are living there. So it's like, if we have to move in on a weird date, like August 24th, that'd be fine. If we can't move until September 8th, like we will be okay. So that is really a nice position to be in where we don't have to feel trapped, because a lot of times in the past, I've moved every year since I've lived in New York City. I've lived in like 6 or 7 different apartments. Literally, I've never stayed in one place. I've never renewed a lease. So obviously that's a lot. And I'm really hoping to change that. I say every time, like, I'm going to stay here. And then I just like don't stay. But in my apartment that I'm in right now, I do love it, but it is not enough space for both Reed and I. It's just like a little tight. We probably need a second bedroom or a much bigger, like, one bedroom, because we can't even really put a desk in that room or anything. It's basically just big enough for like a bed and a little side table. So I'm really hoping this next place I actually stay in, but like you guys will stay tuned and see, because like I really don't know. But I feel like August is also a really awful time to find an apartment in general. So like there was this one apartment that I was like, okay, like we applied for it like without seeing it, but we were gonna go see it obviously, and the guy got back to us and they'd already raised the rent like without us even seeing it, $1,200 a month, like up from the price that it was listed
because there
at.
were so many people that applied.
Yeah,
to
like
it.
bidding wars and just like crazy shit. So it's kind of like, I'm like, I don't need to be a part of this, and I'm not gonna overpay for an apartment or like not get a good apartment or something that, you know, whatever. So yeah, basically Roadway is moving my stuff into storage for August, and then they'll move it out whenever I need. So whenever I find an apartment, I can just contact them and be like, hey, can you move my stuff from storage? And they'll do that. So it's a nice place to be in. I'm just like not excited for the actual like getting all this stuff like moved out and then patching the holes and doing all that bullshit. That sucks. But yeah, that's my week here.
It's not that I don't have a response, people. I've just heard this.
Yeah.
A few times.
Yeah. The only thing I'm really not looking forward to is the bar that Reed built. I'm sure you guys, if you guys remember that TikTok, it is at my apartment. I don't know what we're going to do with it. I think I'm scared to email my building because they've just been so awful in the past. And like, because it is like a nice bar that somebody could use, you know what I'm saying? But I'm scared if I offer like, hey, would the next tenant want me to like leave it? I'm scared my building, like without giving a fuck, would be like, no, everything needs to be removed. I feel like that's what they're going to do. So I don't want to ask them, but also on the off chance that they would be like, oh yeah, like the next tenant would want that, then it's like I wouldn't have to do any of the work. So I'm like kind of debating whether I ask them or not. I'm leaning towards no, but I just don't really know how it's going to be removed. It's going to have to be cut apart and pulled apart. And I don't know if Reed's going to do that or if we're going to have to hire somebody. But yeah.
That's quite the pickle.
It is the pickle. Also, we're staying for this week that we're here. Obviously, my realtor's daughter is still at my apartment. So we're staying at Reed's apartment for the week. And I'm a little nervous about that with the dogs because they can't go outside there.
I mean, you could take them downstairs.
I mean, obviously, that's what I do. Well, that's why I mean, I still do take them outside every day, but it's nice to just like, they are bell trained, and obviously they're very used to being at the house where they just like hit the bell and go in the backyard. So, and they just like to be outside and like run around and have their space and whatever. It's fine, obviously.
I'm going to a fair this weekend.
Where?
In New Jersey. I'm very excited.
Is it comparable to the Alaska State Fair?
No.
Oh.
I've never been to this said fair, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but I'm going on Sunday. I'm very excited to get a snack. And play some carnival games.
Fun.
Yeah. What are you doing this weekend?
Going to packing stuff, and I don't know. Going to probably Ace Bar on, I shouldn't say that because this will be out. Going to a bar on probably like Saturday night. We're going to dinner on Friday night with Jazz, Kevin, and then our friends.
We're not going out?
Yeah, we can. I mean, obviously,
if you'd rather go out Saturday, that's fine.
No, I think I'm gonna have to go out both, but because Reed's meeting up with like his friend or whatever. I'm making Reed to go to. I have buddy passes at Core Power, and so I'm making Reed go to Core Power with me.
He agreed to go.
I was surprised. You know what I do? Because like Bridget posts her and Mitch going on her story all the time, so I'll always just use that. I'm like, well, Bridget goes with Mitch, and then he's like, all right, like if Mitch goes, like that's literally. I think he's seen that on Bridget's story a couple of times, so I think he's like, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, some guys go. Because I think he doesn't want to be obviously the only guy, but he probably will be, but like, whatever. We'll see how he likes it. Maybe he'll become like a yogi.
Ooh.
I don't know. I actually I'm actually kind of dreading it. I like core power, but I don't really like going. I like the after. I feel good after, but
that's how I feel with solid core.
It's just so hot. Yeah. I don't know if this is a relatable thing or if I'm insane. Every night when I was like single, I really enjoyed falling asleep because I would like make up scenarios about like somebody I was talking to in my head. I'd be like, oh my God, what if we like go do this and like whatever? And I would like think about all of those things.
Like you'd like create your dream.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, like, and then like, okay, what if he asked me like to go to his parents' house in like East Hampton? And like we like started dating there, and like I would literally think those like crazy things in my head, and I would like it was like put me right to sleep, and I would just like be thinking, and I'd be like, and then like now I just like don't create scenarios in my head anymore going to sleep.
Yeah.
And I just kind of am like now before I go to sleep, I'm like, okay, tomorrow I have to do this and then this and then this. Yeah. And, like it's just like boring, and I don't enjoy the act of like falling asleep like I used to.
Okay.
Do you have any relatability?
I definitely was a scenario maker in my head, 100%. Like, 100%. Like, I don't even want to get into my scenarios because it's gonna be embarrassing.
Okay.
But yeah, no, those.
But now
they were written.
Yeah.
I made them up.
Yeah.
There was never any truth to it, and I almost kind of thought like if I made the scenarios up, it would like kind of become true. Like,
it would like
manifest. It was like kind of manifesting.
Yeah.
If anything, total opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I think we're gonna date, and he's like, hey, I don't think us is
for me. No.
Nothing will ever beat that line.
No, that will not. Never.
Guys, if you're new here, literally one time, one guy, we chatted, we hung out, couple dates, whatever, have a date scheduled. Hey, I just don't think us is for me over text. I'm like, hey, that's like crazy. This time still work? No response. Me, hey, checking in here, circling back. I just don't think this is for me.
That's like honestly, props to him for being real as fuck. Like telling you the real reason, not like ghosting, not like whatever. He's just like, us, not for me.
Yeah, like, and you realize this now when you planned a date 2 days ago.
That is weird.
That's the weird part.
That is weird.
Also, someone had DM'd us on Instagram, I think, and they were like, I think everybody's using the dating app episode like the TSA thing in their Hinge profile because she sent a screenshot of this guy and he was like, this is the 8th time I've seen this prompt today. And it was like the TSA thing that you...
Oh, that I had on my Hinge?
So I guess you girls are taking over.
I love that. That's funny as fuck.
But back to the sleeping thing. I really hate sleeping alone.
Yeah.
That's my only thing now.
But what do you think about when you fall asleep? Nothing? Or just like random?
Just Kevin.
You just think Kevin?
I just think about Kevin. I just think about I still scenario, but like I scenario like our life now. So I fall asleep pretty good.
Okay.
And I mean, if he's there, I slept like a baby last night because I was drunk, but not like you were also in the room.
But this is the thing. Yeah, I could like make up scenarios like, oh, we're gonna do this. But I liked the delusion of it being so far from actually what's going to happen. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? Now it's not this fun, like, oh, let me make up a scenario of me and Reed.
Yeah.
Because in my head, it's like, if I'm sitting there like, oh, well, whatever, we're going to move in together. It's like, okay, bitch, that's just happening. And it's like, it's not that like fantasy, like, oh my God, crazy, like whatever.
I think mine is like a happy medium in between there. Because it's like, I think about like life with our children. And I'm like, that's like so far from happening.
Okay, yeah, I guess I just don't want
kids. You know
what
I mean?
Anywhere. Like, I wouldn't fantasize about children. That'd be my nightmare.
Yeah.
So.
I think about, like, pushing a stroller and...
Yeah.
I guess if you don't know, I'm obsessed with strollers.
She is.
And I fantasize about that a lot, like what stroller I'll end up getting.
Okay.
From you.
From me? Okay.
I figured, like, you'd take that gift off the registry.
Okay.
I figured that was kind of, like, a thing that you would take care of.
Get it, like, gifted.
Because like I figured like you would take care of it because like you know my passion for strollers better than anybody else, you know.
Of course.
And like I've pointed out so many things to you that I love and hate about each model that I think you should like know what my perfect ideal stroller is.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit scared. I feel like you'd be like so particular about one. I don't know.
And I have been particular. You don't remember?
I can't remember every detail about a fucking stroller you've ever told me in your entire life. I feel like I would know the basics. Like you'd want, like,
you know what my must-haves are?
A drink holder.
Do you know what I specify about a drink holder?
A big one. So if it's like,
no,
what?
There's nothing I hate than a fantastic stroller that has like the clip-on bullshit side cup holder.
Okay.
Like there's so many nice expensive strollers that like are stunning, roll amazing, beautiful, great wheels, everything. And the cup holder is on the side. Like you like attach, like it's just hanging there. I'm like, no, it should be on top, flat. What? Like that is a design flaw, and like I'm so passionate about this. I don't even have kids yet, and I'm telling you, it is bullshit that there's some stroller companies out there. Like, who is designing these motherfuckers? I'm not kidding.
My favorite.
I would love to know why.
My favorite is when I got a partnership with Tavo Pets, and it was their new pet stroller that they just launched. And Jazz is like, I'm like, you're gonna be jealous. Like, guess what I'm doing? And she's so fucking pissed.
I'm so pissed.
She's like emailing them like, hey, do you want to work with me?
Literally.
And so then
actually, management, can you please ask them if they can? I'm like, I'll literally post for free. Like, just ask them if I can have the stroller.
And so then she decides that he can't justify this $1,000 pet stroller, but she needs a pet stroller, so she buys one off of Amazon.
Like $100.
And it was just like such shit quality.
It was the most unuseful stroller. The wheel quality, and like the thing is, I know my strollers. Like, I'm passionate about my strollers. This could not handle any terrain.
No,
it could not handle the cobblestone of New York City. It could not handle a flat fucking
one bump in the sidewalk.
No, it could not handle like a flat soda cup that happened to be flattened in the sidewalk. Like, it could not handle shit. I would have to like push it back to push it forward to like get the wheels correct. And the thing is, I wanted to be a stroller girl so bad that I was trying to make it work, and I spent the money on it. It was like $100 though, and I was like, nope, this is happening. I used that stroller so much that I was like, you have earned the right to get yourself the nice one.
Yeah.
And I did. And I still love it. And I will say, like, it is a fantastic stroller. Like, the wheels are fantastic. The design at the top, beautifully done.
It's a good stroller.
Whoever designed that stroller genuinely needs to have a chat with whoever's fucking putting the cups on the side of other fucking strollers. That's some bullshit.
I just think she'd like call me. She'd be like, yeah, I dropped Frank today, like out of that stroller.
What?
You would tell me like when you were like in the stroller, like it would tip over.
Wait. So the cheap stroller I got from Amazon. One day.
She was so passionate about using this, and it would have been just so much easier to actually walk them.
But like, it was great because I could hold my bags in the bottom.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
Yeah,
it really is. And like, little legs, they get tired sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got the stroller. I'm going on the sidewalk. I hit some cobblestone.
That thing.
The front wheels get stuck in like the stroller. It tips forward. Frank, mind you, there's a little leash inside the stroller for like protection.
He's like clipped in.
Okay, for safety. It's cobblestone. It goes like diagonal. Frank flies out of the stroller,
but then it's like yanked.
But it's yanked back because of the leash. And like, not to mention, I ate shit because I'm pushing it and it got stuck. So I fall flat in this cobblestone. There's like the workers putting up the like wallpaper or like whatever that
the billboard shits. Yeah.
I eat shit. He goes, ma'am, are you okay? I'm like, fine. I'm like picking up Frank from the ground. I'm like twisted my ankle. I'm like hobbling. I'm like, my knee was literally bleeding. I'm like, this is.
You're like trying to give.
I thought I was like serving mommy cunt.
like mommy cunt, and you like you get humbled so quick.
No, it was so bad, and that's actually the day that I bought the expensive stroller because I've seen Hallie's wheels take some shit at that point in time. So I was like, no, like this is never happened.
You could run over a body in that Tavo stroller and you'd be okay.
I'm like, this will never happen to me again. Not to mention the stroller, heads up, is a 2-in-1, so it's also a car seat, which is fantastic, which I've been using a lot for the dog.
Yeah, I use the car seat the most. Like, Breed's on his way right now with the dogs, and I know the dogs are strapped into that. So.
Yeah, it's also was nice because like some places don't allow your dog to be in the store, so like I could go in certain stores with the dogs and not leave them at home if they were in the stroller.
Yeah, it's nice if you're like wanting to go like run some errands and you want to go into some stores. And like New York's very dog friendly for the most part, but there are like some weird times. I've gone into like Lachlan, which like I understand obviously, but they're like, is that a service dog? I'm like, no. They're like, then get the fuck out. I'm like, okay, period.
Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely convenient. Like I would go grocery shopping. Yeah. And I put the groceries underneath. I will say that's one thing I don't like. The spacing underneath the stroller isn't that great.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's I'd like to recommend for the team.
Yeah.
I want to design a dog stroller. Not a dog stroller. Either or. I'm like, you can use it for both.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
You probably could. I think that you might be able to use the base of that Tavo for
you can use the base. You just can't use the carrier.
Yeah, then you just switch it up for like a human one.
Yeah. But I would love to design a stroller because I'm so passionate.
What the fuck are we talking about? We've been talking about strollers for like 20 minutes.
No, like genuinely, why do you guys listen to this?
I know. It's literally my last 2 brain cells.
But like I like to just chat.
No, I mean I agree. I listen to like Tana and Brooke talk about random shit.
I mean, to be fair, like they have actually some interesting things coming on. Yeah. We're just like here.
Yeah.
But it's like a stress-free listen.
Agree.
You know, like we kind of laugh a little. Like we have some every once in a while. There's some funny shit going on. You know.
Agree.
Like, yeah. So I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm so glad we get to spend this time together on Thursdays.
Thanks so much, you guys, for listening to our yap sesh.
We love to yap.
We had so much fun. We'll be back next week, of course, with more yapping.
Yeah. If you guys want us to talk about anything specific, let us know. Sorry, Fitz. We'll post a Q&A on Instagram. If you want us to touch on... fucking me. God. We'll post a Q&A on Instagram in case you want us to touch on anything.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye. See you next week. Tell Hallie happy birthday.
Thanks.